It's week 4 of the NFL season, and the New York Jets are in desperation mode as they hunt for their first victory of 2025 when they go and travel to Miami on Monday night to take on another winless and desperate team in the Miami Dolphins. We'll break it all down from the injury reports, my 3 keys to victory, and my final score prediction. But before we get into that, welcome back, everybody, to the Turn Up the Jets YouTube channel. As always, Joe Skirter, your host. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Like the video if you've actually liked it. And you could also follow me on social media platforms such as on X and on Instagram. Thank you for the support. Listen, this is a must-win game. This is a must-win game to avoid basically a season ender before the season even started. I do not want to hear mock drafts in October. I do not. And I don't think any Jets fan wants to hear that. And this is a golden opportunity to pounce on that and for Aaron Glenn to prove us wrong that this isn't the same old Jets. The same old Jets lose this game 10 times out of 10. The same old Jets haven't won in Miami since 2014. Rex freaking Ryan was the head coach of this team. Geno Smith was the starting quarterback. Eric Decker was the lead wide receiver. We need to change the narrative, and if Aaron Glenn wants the fans to buy into it, you have to win this game. You are now battling a team in the same weight class. Everyone knew it. To start the year, the first 3 games are brutal. 3 teams that had continuity, had really good coaches, had really good quarterbacks. Now you're in your same weight class. Like those 3 teams, and the Steelers, the Bills, the Bucks, are 8-1 as a combined record to start the season. They're good. They go to the playoffs every year. Mike Tomlin hasn't had a losing season in his career. The Bills have won the East 7 out of the last 8 years. The Buccaneers have been in the playoffs 5 consecutive years with the Super Bowl victory mixed in between. Good teams. The Dolphins stink. Just 2 years ago, yes, they were the highest rated offense, and 2 had the most passing yards in the league, but they're a mess. They're a train wreck. They're on your level. Mike McDaniel is 1 loss away from losing his job. Greer being fired. They're going to blow the whole damn thing up if they lose to the Jets. Guaranteed, because the Dolphins are also looking at the Jets as this is our get-right game. One of these teams need to win, and it has to be the Jets. It has to. Like, I'm sick of it. Let's see a win, and hopefully they do it. And I love that there's 2 primetime games. No attention on the Jets. They get the JV broadcast booth. Even though I love Chris Fowler, I think it's going to be Fowler, Lewis Riddick, and Dan Orlovsky. Even though I like all 3 of those guys, no Joe Buck, no Troy Aikman, no attention. It's really a toilet bowl if you look at it, if you're not a fan of the Dolphins or the Jets with 2 0-3 teams. But there's an opportunity for one of these 2 teams to erase the narrative and get their season back on track and end September on a high note. Of course, the Jets, 2 out of 3 games they've lost have been by a field goal. The Dolphins have lost by double digits twice, and then a close one against New England at their home field in week 2. So the one home game they had, they put up points, but they also gave up 30+. A very bad defense, bad against the run, a secondary that's depleted. Jack Jones is their, I think, number 1 corner. And their offense just isn't quite the same, even though it looked pretty good last Thursday. But, we'll get into all that. Let's take a deep dive here in the injury report here for both teams, in the Jets and the Dolphins. I'm just looking at this now. This is not updated because I think they released their Fridays already. So that's unfortunate, but we'll take a look here. This is being recorded on Friday night. It's being released on Saturday night. That way there's a couple days before the game. So Jarvis Brownlee Jr., we all know him. The Jets just acquired him from the Tennessee Titans. He had an ankle boot last week against the Colts when he was a part of the Titans. Looks like he's week to week. That's what Aaron Glenn said. He did not participate on Thursday. I don't believe he participated on Friday, and I doubt he's going to play. Jermaine Johnson, also week to week. He's trending not towards playing. Very frustrating. We lose him all year last year. He looked really good game 1, and then he gets hurt game 2, missed game 3. Looks like he's going to miss game 4. That sucks. Tony Adams looks like he's a full go. Actually, excuse me, he was limited participant. So we actually do not know. He'll probably be questionable going into the game. Kanane Ngannou, he limited practice. He's trending. Josh Reynolds is trending. Jake Defale is trending. I believe all 4 are going to play, though, even though they've been limited. Aaron Glenn did seem pretty confident that all those guys are going to play. Thankfully, the Jets get Josh Reynolds back. He could be the number 2. Yes, he's not a number 2, but man, is he way better than Tyler Johnson. My goodness. Justin Fields, a full participant, back-to-back days. So he's trending towards playing. This is being recorded before he clears protocol, but ultimately that's what's going to happen. I think Justin Fields is going to be the starting quarterback for the Jets here, and that's massive in a great matchup and in a great way for Fields to bounce back and really gain his confidence back after a bad Buffalo game and not playing against Tampa Bay in a game which they could have used him at some points. Miami, their corner, Storm Duck. Yes, Storm Duck. What a name. In a already, I said, depleted secondary. He did not participate. Jason Marshall did not participate. Ankle and hamstring for those 2 guys. Jaden Waddle, limited. He should be playing, though. That's a shoulder injury. He was kind of a game time last week, ended up playing. And I will fully expect him to play. Darren Waller, limited with the hip. And Fatu Melofanu. Probably butchered that too. He has a calf injury, but he was a full participant. So nothing, crazy here in free ads. Hopefully YouTube doesn't kill me there. So it's no really significant injuries on those. Obviously the Jets lose Quincy Williams. He's in the IR with a shoulder injury. Marcelino McCrary Ball is also in the IR, so the Jets got smoked there at linebacker. They picked some guys up. We'll see. They're really going to have a thin room there at linebacker. Of course, they're not in the injury report because they're in the IR. But all in all, it seems like the guys are going to play who you expect to play. Like I said, Fields and Jalen Waddle really the 2 main names out there that stick out for each team. Waddle kind of dealt with the same thing last week, ended up playing against Buffalo. Fields has been a full participant all week, and I expect him to clear the protocol, which will be huge. So 3 keys to victory. Let's heat them up here. Ground and pound. Simple. Miami's one of the worst defenses against the run. They do have some playmakers up front, starting with Nick Chubb, but they have just gotten ran over by every team they have played so far. Jonathan Taylor did what he wanted. Heck, even Ramondre Stevenson had an unbelievable game. And last week, he had fumbleitis. I think he fumbled 2 times. So he ran all over them. And then we know what James Cook did, but James Cook also did the same thing to the Jets. But 3 games, 3 really bad showings for this defensive run game. So I fully expect the Jets to run the football. But the thing is, you have to have a lead, right? People have been complaining that the Jets have not run the football, as they should have, especially last week. Guess what? They were losing. I guess you could have established a run late in the second quarter when it was 13-6 and it didn't fully get away from you, but you're trailing 20-6 at half. You were down as much as 23-6. You couldn't really run the ball. You really screwed yourself. How about you don't? Start fast here, score fast, and it starts with the run. They need to do what they established to do week 1. I know it's going to be hard to really, I guess, copy that performance probably all year. They just looked that good, but you have to scheme up runs here. You have to give openings for Breece Hall. You have to mix up things in the play action game to really help Justin Fields maybe use his legs, even though we're going to hold his breath because we don't want him to get hurt again. But you have to use his legs. Take advantage and maybe change of pace guys. Braylon Allen gets in there. I would like to see Isaiah Davis get in there. I know he's been kind of returning kicks now, and they faded him out. He didn't get a carry last week. But mix things up. Establish the run. Smoke their weakness. Miami is not good against the run. Granted, their defense is not good at much. Both of these defenses stink. So there's going to be points on the board. I don't know what the line is. I know the Jets are 2.5-point underdogs. I don't know what that over-under is. I kind of like the over, though, because both of these defenses are really bad. And you see like a team gets the Pats when they played Miami. It was 30-27. And the Pats defense is decent, but like you could see that two offenses that don't really have proven quarterbacks, even though Drake May is trying to make a name for himself, they could put up points against this defense. And of course, the Jets too. Aaron Rodgers threw for 4 touchdowns, put up 30 plus against them. So two bad defenses, but let's kind of keep the defense off the field, right? It's usually the other way around. Keep the offense off the field, but because the defense is I guess that didn't make sense, but you know what I'm saying. The offense usually stinks. It's the defense. The defense has really stunk this year for the Jets, and the Dolphins have a bad one too. That's why you got to take advantage of time and possession, eat up the clock, run the ball, open up for the play action game, and help Fields as much as possible. Turn the ball over is key number 2. This is going to be a key every week until they do it. They cannot do it. Tua is a guy who has been very, very bad with the football. 4 interceptions in 3 games. He has 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. Tua has not been good. Tua turned the ball over. That's what they've been saying. He has a QB rating of 35.7. That's 29th of 32 qualified starters. Not good. Turn the ball over. This is the best chance you're going to get. You're not playing Allen or Mayfield or Aaron Rodgers. You're playing a guy who is playing his worst football of his career. Pick it off, or finally jump on a fumble. Do that, please. Can we do that? The Jets need a turnover. They're not going to win without a turnover, because then that puts pressure on the offense of not turning the ball over. The Jets haven't thrown. I don't think the Jets have an interception. I mean, I just jinxed that. Actually, yeah, they did. Tyrod Taylor threw pick 6. Never mind. All right, no jinxes here. But you get the point. The Jets need to make a play to turn the ball over and get short field and get an easy score for the offense. How about that? Wouldn't that be crazy if we made the offense's job easy for once? Get off the field quick on 3rd downs and turn over the damn ball. How about we double down and we get a turnover on 3rd down? Wouldn't that be something? Your stars need to step up. Sauce needs to step up. Andre Sisco has been horrendous. We've really been focusing on Adams and Brandon Stevens. Andre Sisco has been really bad. He was really bad on that last drive against Tampa. How about he gets an interception? Somebody. How about one of those big guys jump on a fumble? Strip Achan. I don't know. Do something. They absolutely need a turnover. It's pathetic. We've been 3 games in. This defense does not have a turnover, and they've been battling this demon the last couple of years, and it has not changed one bit with the new regime. It's frustrating. You have to turn the ball over. That's going to help you. You're on the road. You need all the bounces that you can get. If the ball's on the ground, you better jump on it. Simple enough. Simple enough. And the last one. I've been going back and forth in this one because it's like both of these teams have had struggles, similar struggles. I went on a 5-minute rant of how bad both of these defenses are. And, obviously a second key is getting a turnover from the defense. But my thing is, let Garrett Wilson eat, right? I know you want to establish the run, but the run is going to help Garrett Wilson to eat. And I think what Tyrod did last week, which was really good, was how much he gave him the football. He had 10 catches just for 84 yards, but I would like to see him stretch the field more. I know it's been helping him in terms of receptions because he stretched the field more often the last couple of years than he has this year. It's kind of been short routes, and he's just been trying to extend drives. I would really like them to kind of open the playbook for Garrett Wilson. This is a bad secondary, man. Jack Jones, again, no hate on Jack Jones, but he's most likely going to be on Garrett Wilson. The secondaries they played in the first 3 games, far more superior than this Dolphins defense. There's a lot of holes. So the Jets need to be able to capitalize. And Garrett Wilson is the most talented guy on the field. So I would really like for them to get Garrett Wilson cooking early and often. And I think establishing the run is going to help that so much. So I guess those 2 keys are hand in hand. And even with Justin Fields, make the easy throws. We'll do 2 keys in one because it kind of goes with this one too, with Garrett Wilson. Make the easy throws. He couldn't do that against Buffalo. He overthrew Isaiah Davis in the end of the first half. He overthrew Mason Taylor. Make the easy throws. Don't make it difficult. His accuracy was tremendous week 1. So let's see it. It was just a bad day. And I really hope that that doesn't happen again. Make the easy throws. Get it to the best guy on the field. That's how you're going to win the football game. Well, Miami, I mean, for them, you know what the defense has to do? They have to stop the pass game with their running backs. I mean, I think Achane had 7 catches for like 29 yards. They like to dink and dunk. They don't throw the ball downfield. So they got to be really aggressive at the line of scrimmage. And I know playing man really puts pressure on a secondary that's already been somewhat depleted and really bad. And, you know, you're not going to have Brownlee Jr. there, but like you need to put pressure in the line of scrimmage against this Dolphins team. Not really a great offensive line, but, you know, they didn't play a great one last week with 3 injured guys, and the Jets couldn't take advantage of that. So that really doesn't even matter at this point. But put pressure on Tua, force him to make a turnover, and really cover those flats, because Achane is a guy who just eats catches, and he has been the last couple weeks. Achane's a real threat. He's the one guy that I'm really worried about. Of course, you got Tyreek, you got Waddle. You know, Tyreek really hasn't been himself over the last 2 years, but he's still Tyreek. Same with Waddle. Really hasn't been himself the last 2 years, but he's still Waddle. Those two guys are still really good. Like, this team still has weapons. They still have explosiveness. So, like, this is not a sure thing. You know, you're the Jets, right? This is the classic game the Jets lose and go 0-4, and we're all miserable and probably don't want to watch for the rest of the year. But if they win, we're all in. They play crappy Dallas's D next week. More winnable games in your weight class with Denver, who right now kind of looks like in your weight class of how bad Bo Nix has been playing. The Panthers look like they're in your weight class. The Bengals without Joe Burrow is in your weight class. The Browns are in your weight class. All those games are winnable. The next, I think, what was it? The next 6 or 7 games, they have the easiest stretch in the NFL. The Bengals are the only team over 500, and one of those wins was with Joe Burrow. So Jake Brown isn't Joe Burrow. So this would be classic. It's one way or the other. The season's done, or we're like, hey, we're going to come back. We're going to win the next 2 games. So this is just huge for the Jets. And they can't take Miami lightly, as Miami probably can't take the Jets lightly. And they're both looking at wins. Like, both of these teams are saying, this is how we get back on track, but only one can win. We will see. And my prediction, I took the Jets week 1, lost that one. In the last 2 weeks, I've won against the Jets. Obviously, I'm not happy that I went against the Jets, but it is what it is. And I'm going to go back with the Jets winning their first game for Aaron Glenn in Miami for the first time in 2014 would be great, because Miami and the Jets had such a huge rivalry when Glenn was playing. The Monday Night Miracle in, I believe, 2001, the fake spike. I'm pretty sure that was Aaron Glenn's rookie year in 94. Now he gets his first one as the New York Jets head coach on Monday night. Would be awesome. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I said I'm going to say 27-24. It's going to be a nail-biter again, because the Jets never make anything easy. I think it's going to come down to the end, and I think both of these teams on paper, I mean, they have a lot of similarities and weakness, but like the thing is, like, you got to take a lead early if you're the Jets, because I think this Dolphins team will shut off. Like, we saw it week 1. Like, they will just completely shut off. We saw it at times last year. Like, we saw it when they played the Jets the last week of the season, and they had to win that game. Yeah, Kansas City had to win too in order for them to make the playoffs, but like, they still were playing a game that they had to win, and the Jets took an early lead, and boom, they're gone. They're checked out. Like, this literally could be the last game that Mike McDaniel coaches. So if you get an early lead and like, shoot, I thought this was supposed to be our game to win, and they're down 14-3 early, watch some of these players to check out. Tyreek Hill, there's one of them. We'll see, though. Everyone, I appreciate you watching the video. Can the Jets please win a damn game? I mean, my goodness. Can they please win a game? Can we please just be excited on Tuesday? Can I be in a good mood during our recap on Tuesday? I really hope so. But everybody, I appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I appreciate all the support. Like the video if you've actually liked it. You could also follow me on Instagram and on X at Turn Up the Jets. All one word. Until next time, see ya.